Hi everyone, my name is Carson Ruby here on this channel. I do bullet journal themes, I do art vlogs, I do shop vlogs whenever I have the time to do it, and then I kind of just post whatever I feel like on this channel. This is kind of the channel that I'll do whatever. You hear that? That's my cat Lily. If you haven't been on my channel before, you're not acquainted with the Munchkin. This is the Munchkin in question. That's the Munchkin in question. If you haven't been on my channel before, you haven't seen her, but this is my cat Lily. But for this video, I wanted to do a TBR because more recently I've been getting back into reading books. I kind of was about 2 years ago. I kind of was getting into it more again 2 years ago, especially using Audible. Then I had to take a break from using Audible. Now I've been getting physical books, so I want to show you my TBR. And so let's kick it off with the book I'm currently reading, which is Home is Where the Bodies Are by Geneva Rose. I got this from Walmart because I liked the style that was a VHS tape. I thought that was really cool looking. And just by the towel, I thought that was interesting. And especially Lisa Jewell has a comment at the front of it. I like Lisa Jewell books, so that's why I was like, ooh, that would be interesting. And then so I read the thing. It basically is their mom just passed away. There's 3 siblings. There's Beth, which is the oldest. Then there is Nicole, which is the middle child, and there's Michael, which is the youngest. So Beth, she is in their hometown, and she took care of their mom basically this whole time until she passed away, and she passes away in the beginning, so that's not really a spoiler. But there's a mystery to be solved because apparently their father disappeared, and so Beth and her mom have always been trying to look for him. Well, the whole family was trying to look for him, but mainly the mom definitely wanted to look for him. And then she tells Beth a mysterious thing when she is passing. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but just go read the book if you're interested. Nicole, the middle child, she has a drug addiction. She has been through rehab. So if you're not comfortable with reading about that kind of stuff, then I would suggest not to. But if you're comfortable and you're okay, it doesn't really talk about like her physically using, but it just talks about like her past of using. And then Michael, he moved away from the town a handful of years ago, and he's never been back since. And now he finally comes back when their mom just passed. And so basically, it's just a mystery of them dealing with the passing of their mother, coming back together for the first time in many years, and then what happened to their dad. And so I find it very interesting. I'm not that far into it. I'm only on chapter 10. And there's only 246 pages, so it's not that big of a book, and I'm almost halfway. But one book I did just get done reading was Middle of the Night by Riley Sager, and I've had this book for sometime in December, but I couldn't, I read a little bit and then I couldn't keep reading it because I had a lot going on with school and stuff, so I had to focus on that because I was graduating soon. But then about halfway through January, I started reading it again, and then I finished it about 2 weeks into February, so it didn't take me that long. It's about I think it's 365. So there's 365 pages. Pretty thick. That's why it took me a little bit longer. Plus, I'm not really a quick reader either, and then not every single night I read. But so yeah, so I will be covering this book probably on my HMM channel because I'll put it under the mystery category as things that I want to talk about randomly. It doesn't have to be historical. If you're not familiar with that channel, I'll probably have a link down below, but go check it out. I haven't really posted that much lately just because of school and everything, and it takes me a while to either edit and research the topic, so whenever I have time is when I post on there. But I'll probably be covering this book on there. I have it all labeled and everything because I want to make sure I talk about all the little key parts. If you're not familiar with this book or any Riley Sager books, Riley Sager he writes thriller type books, and that's why I enjoy his books so far, especially whenever Stephanie Sue has covered any of them. And there's a couple other ones I do have. There's another one right here that I have that I want to read soon. But Middle of the Night is, there's two kids named Billy and Ethan. Ethan Miller, no, Ethan Marsh and Billy Behringer, and they're about like 10 years old. And one day in mid-July, Billy goes missing, and nobody knows where he went. And then basically the book goes between that day in July, or the 2 days, like the night before and then the day of, like finding out. And then it switches to 30 years later, which is about when this book was written, which was in 2023. There is a part at the end where it talks about 2020 December 2025. So yeah, and then it has like a 1.5 year mark at the end. But basically it's Ethan Marsh and Billy Behringer were in a tent in Ethan's backyard. Billy disappears during the night, and there's a big old slash in the tent, and nobody knows what happened. Nobody's found Billy yet, so he's basically just missing. And they live on a cul-de-sac called Hemlock Circle. I like, every time I was reading it, I kept almost saying Hemlock Grove, if you've ever watched that show. And so that's what they live on the cul-de-sac, and there's a bunch of families that they are friends with, and also could be suspects, and who knows. So I will be covering full coverage of this book on its own review. If you guys are interested, let me know down below. But that was one I just finished reading, and then now I have all these. Now I have all these. So, well, we're just going to start from the top. These two books I got for Christmas. I got How to Sell a Haunted House by Grady Hendrix, which I have liked another Grady Hendrix book. I can't remember the title of it right now. It's on my shelf over there. I do like the writing. And then I have The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager. I know a lot of people that like this one. And so I already wanted to get this one before I got Middle of the Night. But I got these for Christmas for my husband. So I haven't started reading this yet. I just have the tassel in it, just for whenever I start reading this. Is probably the bookmark that I was going to use. And I have this, and I'm really excited to read both of them. And then I found this one at Walmart the same day that I found Home is Where the Bodies Are, right? Yeah, Home is Where the Bodies Are. It was the same day that we went to Walmart, and I saw these two, and I thought, I'm going to grab this one, which is Home is Where the Bodies Are, and then I'm going to grab this one because the sprayed edges are really, really cool, and I like how they look. It is The Courting of Bristol Keets by Mary E. Pearson. And then my mother-in-law found these two at her work. It's called Broken Flames by M.K. Ahearn. I'm not sure how to pronounce their name. And basically, it was because she got it for me because she looked at the trigger warnings, and my husband likes to tell her that I'm reading smut, which I'm not, or the fairy smut is what he likes to say. But yeah, so she saw the trigger warnings, and then she's like, "Oh, Carson might like it," and I was like, "I mean, I might. I don't know." And so it says this book contains swearing, sexual explicit scenes, violence, assault, and death of parents. Please keep in mind while reading the story. So, I will get back to you on that. And there's like a whole little world building map, apparently, in this book. I'll get back to you guys on about this book if it's actually good or not, or if it's going to be a I didn't finish reading type one. I think there's dragons. I think it's a dragon book. Holy shit. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Yep, okay, so it says there's goddesses, kingdoms, capital cities, dragons, and serpents. So we'll find out if this is good or not. If you are familiar with this book, let me know if it's actually good or not, or any of the other books that they make. But yeah, my mother-in-law saw the saw the trigger warnings and was like, "Ooh, Carson might like that." And then she saw this one, which is The Covenant of Water, and apparently it was on Oprah's book club of 2023. If you ever read it, let me know. I just by the back of it, I find that pretty interesting. So I might find it. I might find it a good read. If you've read it, let me know. I want to hear about it in the comments. If you've read any of these books, let me know. But then my last one that I picked up was, of course, Onyx Storm. Of course, Onyx Storm, and it was the cool edition because we went to Target. Okay, now I have to tell y'all, I have not fully actually read Fourth Wing yet. I've watched Stephanie Sue's coverage of Fourth Wing, and from just that, I love it. But I do plan to read the actual book, even though, because that's what basically, anytime I listen to a video where Stephanie covers any books, I will still get the book and read it myself, if anything. And so, Fourth Wing is one of them. And I still haven't been able to grab it, but we were at Target, and I haven't read Iron Flame so I still got the other two. And we were at Target. This was the last edition. It was right when it came out, and this was the only version they had there. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get the other ones. Might as well get it now, and just hold on to it till I can read it. And so yeah, I have it. I have the cool version. I have the very fancy version. But that is my TBRs for now. Onyx Storm is just gonna kind of have to wait until whenever. And then I'm not sure which one I want to read next. I might read the other Riley Sager, or I might read the Grady Hendrix one. I haven't decided yet. I might even read The Courting of Bristol Keets next. I don't know yet. It just depends on what I feel like in the moment. But at least this is the one I'm currently reading. There will probably be a video on my HMM channel as well after I finish reading it, just like there will be for middle of the night. And then I have other books as well I'm looking over towards my bookshelf. And then I have a stack over there, which I'm going to make a book haul video in just a few minutes. But, yeah, so I have plenty of books. If you guys have any recommendations, let me know. I'm pretty open to any kind of book, especially if it's like a thriller or horror or something like that. I keep seeing Tender as a Flesh, and I really want to read that. I haven't grabbed it yet, just because since I have so many other books now to read, so I'll probably have to wait on that. But just let me know any recommendations you guys have, any books that you liked that you think I would like based off of what I'm telling you that I've read, and what I'm going to read. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoy this video. Let me know if you like this kind of style of video. I know I personally watch a lot of book talk or book YouTubers as well, and their coverage of books in general. So let me know if you guys enjoy it and want me to keep making these kinds of videos. Go check out the rest of my channel for any other videos I've made if you guys are interested, and go follow me on any socials. I'll have everything linked down in the description below of like my other channels, my other socials, and yeah. So I'll see you guys in the next video, but until then, stay safe and have a awesome morning, evening, whenever this reaches you, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.